Hi everyone, it's Anne here again, and I've got to have a bit of a disclaimer on this one. This is all Kerry's fault. She said to me, "Mum, it's coming Halloween, you need to make a video on how you did your pincushions." So I thought about it, and I know it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and I'm exposing my weird sense of humour to everyone, but those people who've been seeing some of my stuff in the past will know it's not the first time I've made quirky things. So anyway, this is the pincushion that I made. I'm sorry, but I love it. And I'd like to show you how I made it. I'm not going to be able to give you an exact tutorial on how to make one. You're going to have to sort of manipulate things to suit the materials that you've got and how you want yours to be. But I'll make one, and you can just do your own thing from it. Okay. So we'll just leave it in the camera. Okay, you're going to need a few different things. I made this out of felt, and I've got various colours of felt in my stash. So you're going to need a pale colour for the outside because you want the eyelashes to show up. So I picked this one. You're also going to need a bit of blue or brown for the iris of the eye, and some white for the eyeball, and some black, just a tiny bit, for the pupil of the eye. Also going to need some stuffing and something heavy to put in the bottom. I'm going to use a stone today, but you could, if you haven't got a stone handy, you could just use a little bag of rice from the cupboard or something. Put it in a little plastic bag and tie it in a knot of rice or lentils or something, and just to give a bit of weight to the bottom so that it stands on its bottom. It doesn't want to fall over, and when you're going to stick pins in it, you don't want it to be, it's quite lightweight because there's not much materials in it, so it just gives it a little bit of weight, so when you're sticking pins in it, you don't scoot it off the bench and end up sticking the pin in yourself. Alright, now I've already cut out the pieces I'm going to use, and what I used was this lid. Now you can go and find something that's a similar size. I'll give you the measurement. There's my ruler. This lid is it's almost 8 centimeters, and I cut out 2 of those. In fact, I cut out 3 because I cut out one in wide as well. And I cut out the eyeball, the eye bit, and I used a coin for that. And the tiny little bit for the iris of the eye, I just used my paper punch. Didn't cut it out very well. I had to end up just going around the edge with a tiny pair of scissors, but that was alright. And the outside, this bit of the pincushion, the way I measured that was to, which one did I use? This one. I put a little mark on, I don't know if you can see that, a little mark on the edge, and I put that at the beginning of the ruler and rolled it along the ruler until I got to the mark again, which for me was 10 inches. So if you want to just cut it out 10 inches, if you've already cut your circle out, what did we say? I did it in centimetres, wasn't I? 8 centimetres. then go ahead and do that. But you might have to kind of manipulate things a little bit. But because we're hand sewing it, that's easy enough to do. Alright, the first part I'm going to do is the eyeball itself, the actual bit inside there. I'm going to put it on the white, and I'm going to put it in the middle like that. I'm going to need, whoops, a needle. I've already got this one threaded with black, and that one's going to be fine. So I'll tie a knot in the end. And I'm going to put the little black iris in the middle. This is hard to see, sorry. But I've just put the little black piece in the middle of the blue piece, in the middle of the white piece. And I'm just going to come up from the bottom. Oops, lost my little iris piece. And just attach that with a simple stitch. Might do it twice just to be sure. Okay, then underneath where you can't see it, I'm going to go out to the edge of the blue, like that, and just with some tiny stitches go around, you can see, where are we? Go around the edge of the blue and just attach it to the white. Okay, I've just attached that by the very edge to the white. So I'm going to go over to the other side and just do a couple of small stitches and cut that off. Nobody's going to see all this mess. It's all going to be underneath when we're finished. Alright, now we need to change colour thread, and I need some white. Now I'm using the cotton double because I want the little white stitches to show up. What we're going to do now is, if you can see those little white stitches, see those? Just around the edge of the black bit, just to give the eye a bit of detail. So I'm coming up from underneath and just going in and out, different length stitches. Just going around the edge of that black piece in the middle. Alright, it was just to give the black bit a bit of definition. So I think that's enough. So go back to the other side, the wrong side. Just finish off with a couple of stitches and cut that thread. So now we've got the blue bit, the black bit and some white stitches. Next thing I'm going to do is take one of my circles and cut it in half right across the middle. Because it's felt, it doesn't fray, and that's why I like it. What we need to do is kind of fold the middle in a bit, but leave the outsides the same size. So I'm just going to use the needle and thread again. I'm just going to fold that middle piece in, just catch it with a couple of stitches. Now you could use glue, but the problem with glue is when it's dry and you want to stick pins in it, you might have some kind of hard bits that the pin doesn't go into easily, so you're kind of defeating the object of having a pin cushion, because there's going to be parts that the pin won't pass through. Okay, so all I've done is fold over a little piece along that straight edge and sew it down just like that. I'm going to do the same. This one. You probably don't need to do this step, because when we put the eyelashes on, it will all be held down, but I just like to tuck it up so it's out the way and I don't need to think about it anymore. Alright, only takes a second. Right, so the next thing I want to do is, I think we'll attach the eyelids to the white piece. So now we've got the eyelids attached, and we're going to do the eyelashes. I might do those last. I think the next thing I'm going to do is attach this to the walls, and get some new thread. Okay, I'm just going to run this thread across this wax because it stops it from getting all knotted up. Alright, so I might start at the edge, I think. Start a little bit of white showing through there. I'll just trim that off. I should have actually cut the white circle slightly smaller, but too late now. We'll just live with it. I'm just using a stitch that goes over the two pieces, just joins them together. It's no elaborate sewing job this, it's very crude, but it's really just for the gimmick of the eyeball. Pull it tight every so often and it makes the stitches tighter and smaller. Made some weird things in my time. Made sardines on toast out of fabric, lobsters, champagne bottle. Once had to make an alien for something. Chocolates, cakes, you name it. A few things that I got in trouble for over the years. I do like hand sewing, I must admit. It's very relaxing. And if you're using felt, there's no frayed edges, so you can kind of create anything you like. And there are two pieces, our ends meet. Just going to make sure I stitch it quite well there so it doesn't come apart. And then carry on down that line, that seam. Okay, we made it. So what we got now is this top piece attached to the sides, and we just need to do the eyelashes. But before we do that, we'll finish the bottom. And I'm going to put some of this stuffing in there. Okay, and then that piece is going to be stitched onto there. But I need some more thread. I'm just going to take the stuffing out. I don't need to take it all out. Just until I get halfway around here, because it makes it easier to sew. I can put the rest of the stuffing in just before I completely close it. Okay, we're getting close to the time where I should put the stuffing back in. So I'll just do that. And not forgetting my stone to just put in the bottom there. And I'll finish sewing it up. A good thing about felt too is that you can kind of stretch it a little bit to make it fit. Alright, maybe I should have put that stone in. That's alright. Okay, we made this one taller than that one. Maybe you didn't need to be so tall at the sides. Anyway, you can adjust yours if you like. Last thing to do is the eyelashes, and I've got here some crochet cotton, I think, or like embroidery. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to use it double. It's thicker than normal thread. Don't know if it'll fit through this needle, but we'll try. I'm going to use it double so that it stands out a bit more. And I'm going to do what's called a blanket stitch. I'll go in there and hide my knot inside. Hide, please. Thank you. And then I'm just going to go over the edge and come up where I went in. And then I'm going to come up to the top. This is just to get started. And put the needle just on the edge there to bring my thread up to the top. Now I can go in about 1/4 of an inch further down and make sure I loop my thread so that when I pull it tight, the thread is along this edge of the eyelid, and then just keep going. Put the needle in, wrap the thread round, pull it through, in, wrap the thread round, I did make another one that instead of doing this on the edge of the eyelid, I had some of that yarn. It's actually called eyelash yarn. It's got a lot of sticky out hairy bits, and I had some of that in black, and I just whip stitched a piece of that along the edge, and that looked like kind of messy eyelashes, but I think I used up all that yarn. And this is just as effective. Okay, I get to the end, I'm just going to do a tiny stitch to secure it. And then I'm going to come up on the lower eyelid. There we are, we're at the end. Couple of small stitches, take that through somewhere else so that I can leave a long thread on it. There we have it. Okay folks, so if you want to make a gift for somebody you don't like or you've got a weird friend, that's probably the perfect thing. All that's left to do now is to stick a pin in it. Doesn't that give you the creeps? Alright, I must apologise for this video, but as I said, Kerry made me do it. I hope you have a great Halloween. Let me know what you made, and hope to see you again in a more sensible video very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and have fun crafting. Bye for now.